Hi, my name is Shannon Armbruster and I'm a gynecologic oncologist at Curlian Clinic in Roanoke, Virginia. On behalf of the Foundation for Women's Cancer and the Society of Gynecologic Oncology, thank you for joining today's session. Ready, set, go. Survivors Exercise Together is a program meant to empower survivors to move to improve their physical and mental well-being. I hope you enjoyed today's session.
Hi, my name is Patrick Dunham. I'm the Clinical Programs Manager for Curlian Wellness.
Hi, my name is Quanisha Morris and I'm a cancer survivor.
The focus of today's workout is going to be a seated dynamic warm-up focused on strengthening and warming up the muscles of the entire body. This can be used as a workout in itself, or it can be used as a prerequisite of warming up to do a different type of workout. So we'll start out. There are 10 total exercises that we'll be doing today, all from the seated position. So the first one is a leg extension. As you can see, Miss Morris is standing up, sitting nice and tall. She's going to extend her leg completely. You want to make sure that your toes are pulled back towards your shin and pointed up towards the sky. Very good. And each repetition should last about 3 seconds. Nice controlled movements. You can see each repetition is very distinct. There's a pause at the beginning and end of every movement. The next exercise is something called ankle pumps. We are working on the strength and mobility of the ankle. So again, straightening the leg completely. You're going to start, toes pulled back and pointed up. You're going to point your toes completely. Brief pause at the beginning and the end again. After completing the second exercise, you're going to want to scoot to the edge of your chair to do something called hip abduction and adduction. You're going to start with your leg straightened out completely, toes pulled back towards your shin, and you're going to bring your leg away from the center of your body and back towards the middle again. Again, brief pause when your leg is pulled out, and then back in the middle. You should be bringing your leg out 6 to 12 inches. You don't want to bring your leg out so far that your upper body is moving in the chair. So we're really just focusing on those muscles in the hip that bring our leg out. In the same seated position, we're going to do knee raises. So to start this, you're going to make sure your feet are hip to shoulder width apart. You're going to brace your stomach, tighten up those muscles in the abdomen, and you're going to bring your knees up. Bring your knees up there, close to the middle of the stomach. Good control, keeping the torso stable in one position. By doing one leg at a time, it also encourages a component of balance while seated in the chair. Next one, we're going to work on the torso. So we're going to do some torso rotations. I like to keep my hands in the center in front of my chest and just rotate to the side. This is going to help strengthen those muscles that turn our body and also stretch the other side. You can notice the really only joints that are moving is the spine. Everything else is locked in place during this exercise. All right, now that our torso is warmed up, we're going to work on the neck a little bit. Same exact movement as the torso rotations, we're going to be doing neck rotations. Torso is stable, and the head is the only part of the body that should be moving during this exercise. What we're doing is we're trying to bring that chin to that shoulder as close to it as possible in that direction. Range of motion is going to vary for each person, but just do it to the best of your ability. While we're still in that same seated position, we're going to do leg lifts. So we're going to straighten out the right leg, keeping the toes pointed up towards the sky and pulled back towards our shin. We are going to lift our leg up and then back down. Very good. That looks great. So again, focusing on those muscles in the hip, also bracing the core. And then we'll switch off and do the left side. Again, do the weight of our leg out in front. This is also a core workout, and it's also helping with our balance while seated. All right, we're going to work on some upper body warm-ups now. So the seated row, it's a horizontal pulling movement, very common, whether it's free weights or strength machines. We're going to do this unweighted, keeping the hands in a neutral position, where if you open your hands, your palms will be facing each other. You're going to do a row. So you're going to pull back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, pause, and then press completely out in front. And you can notice how you're getting a full extension at the end of every single rep. Also, a good tip is keeping the shoulders pushed down and pulled back slightly. A lot of the muscles being worked during this exercise will also help with posture. Looks great. After the rows, we're going to move on to the shoulder presses in a seated position. I also like to do this in a neutral grip, so palms facing each other. We're going to pretend like we have dumbbells in our hands, or if you have soup cans or something of that nature, you can certainly use that. We're going to press overhead. We want to go until that humerus, upper part of the arm, ends up next to our ear. Looks good. And good pauses at the top and bottom, full range of motion. All right. The very last exercise that we're going to be doing is the chair squat, or known as chair sit to stand exercise. We want to avoid pushing off of our knees during this exercise. If you're not able to do this from a chair, you can certainly fold up a blanket or towel to add some height to that chair until you're able to build up enough strength in your legs to do a full range of motion. So while contracting the same muscles that we worked during the seated row, we are going to pull those muscles back, pull the shoulders back a little bit, hold our hands out in front with our feet about hip to shoulder width apart, parallel, just like if you were skiing. And we're going to stand up completely. We're going to squeeze those muscles of the glutes to the top and then sit back down. Great. And that concludes our seated dynamic warm-up. Hope you enjoyed.